Hi, fifth graders. This is lesson 14-3, solve problems using ordered pairs. So we're going to continue to work with our coordinate grids, but it's going to be a little more problem solving instead of just looking at the graphs and picking points. Okay, so we're going to do quite a few practice problems together. So the first one says in 4 and 5, find the missing coordinates and tell what the point represents. Okay. So my missing coordinates are going to be right here. They're going to be the x and the y, right? So remember, I always have to go over first on the x-axis, and then I go up second on the y-axis. So first I'm going to go over until where I find where I am. Okay, now I notice that it jumps from 600 to 1,000. So I'm going to think, okay, here's 200. So maybe it's going by 100s. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. That would make sense. So I think it's going by hundreds. 700, 800, 900. So that means my x coordinate is 900. Okay. Then I have to see how far it goes up on the y-axis. Okay. I'm going to look over here. I'm going to kind of draw my line so I can see it good. And that looks like it's 800. Okay. So my coordinate point for that xy is 900, 800. So that means, if you can kind of see here, that means that when titanium is at 900 degrees, then the aluminum is at 800 degrees. Okay? We're going to do the same thing for the next one. All right? Yosemite wildlife sightings. So it says XY. So I'm going to go over x until I get to that dot. So it looks like my x is going to be 200. And then I'm going to go up to my y. And when I look over, it goes right here. So what's right in between 100 and 200? Well, that would be 150. So my y coordinate is 150. So that means that when there are 200 deer sightings, there are 150 elk sightings. All right. Okay, then question number 6 asks us something interesting. It asks us to go back to exercise 5, and it says find 2 other points on the line and graph and label them. So we have to find 2 other points on the line. So what I'm going to do, I might even try to zoom this in even a little more. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to find 2 other points on the line. So I'm going to go where it kind of makes a cross. So definitely right there, it crosses 2 lines. So I'm going to look down here, and I go over my x. That takes me right between 400 and 500. So right between 400 and 500, that would be 450. Okay. And then when I look over here, when I go up, and then I look over here, it lands at 400. So my y coordinate would be 400. So that new point is 450, 400. And you could do it one more time as well, like maybe we want to do this one right here. Okay. And so this time we're going over to between 500 and 600. So that would be 550. And then when we go up to that line, it goes all the way up to 500. Okay. You might even notice a pattern with all of these. 600, 550, 550, 500, 400, 350. The y coordinate is always 50 less than the x coordinate. So this one even has a pattern. All right, next page. Maybe I can zoom out a little. Okay, number 7 and 8 says, graph the points in the table on the grid at the right. Then draw a line through the points. Okay, so I'm going to graph, so it says time h is right here. So, oh, it lost my pen. Sorry about that. All right, so time is this one. and then pages read is the second one. So when I'm looking at my graph, it looks like time is on the x-axis and pages read is on the y-axis. So this one, the time is what I'm going over, and the pages read is what I'm going up. So I'm going to go over 1, up 20. So I go over 1, up 20. So right there. And then for the next one, over 2, up 40. Next one, over 3, up 60. Next one, over 4, up 80. And last one, over 5, up 100. Okay. I'm also going to erase this little one right here so you can see the actual dots. Okay. Okay, it said to draw a line through the points. So I'm actually going to start at 0 because it didn't just start here. You had to actually read. And when you're not reading, you start at 0. So I'm going to start there and I'm going to draw a line all the way up. My line's a little squiggly, but you get the point. When you do these on a coordinate grid, you actually draw an arrow to show that the line would keep going. Okay. It says, number 8, if the pattern continues, how many pages will have been read after 6 hours? So if I am here and I read 6 hours, well, I notice 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. It's going up by 20 each time. After 6 hours, it would be 120 if I added 20 to 100. So my next point would be over 6, up 120. And you could tell that my line would just keep going straight, even though I made it squiggly. Sorry about that. Okay, just a few more problems. Number 9. Suppose you have a graph of a speed that shows a lion can run 4 times as fast as a squirrel. Name an ordered pair that shows this relationship. Okay, so this one's going to look like this. So we're going to have, let's say our lion runs as 4 times fast as a squirrel. So let's say the squirrel is our x coordinate. And then let's say the lion is our y coordinate. So we need something that's 4 times faster. So maybe I can make my coordinates 1, 4. 4 is 4 times bigger than 1. So that would show that a lion can run 4 times faster than a squirrel. You could do anything that's 4 times bigger. So I could do 312 because 12 is 4 times bigger than 3. You could do so many. You could do 416 because 16 is 4 times bigger than 4. As long as that y-axis or y coordinate, is 4 times bigger than the x coordinate, then any ordered pair would work for this one. Okay, and finally, numbers 11 and 12. Okay, what does the point 15, 4 represent on the graph at the right? So 15 over 15 up 4, that's that point right there, okay? So 15 is the time and 4 is the distance. So we need to pick something that says 15 is the time in seconds. So I'm looking for something that says 15 seconds, okay? The only one I see that says 15 seconds is D. So my answer would have to be D. Now I'm going to check the other one too. 4 meters, the distance is in meters, and we went up 4, so that one makes sense. Now for number 12, it says, what does 25 represent? So this one is going over 20, which is right there, and then up 5. So this time I'm looking for something that says 20 seconds because 20 is what's on the x-axis, which is the seconds. So both A and B say something about 20 seconds. So it's not going to be C or D, but it could be either A or B. So now I need to know that it goes up 5. And so that would be 5 meters. So I need to look for what says 5 meters. And only B says that. So B would be my correct answer. Messy dot, but you get it. Okay? So use these practice problems to help you on your practice today.